everybody and welcome back. My name is Curseof and welcome back to another video. And today I am here to go over not only the new announcement from Konami, it's not that new now, but I didn't want to just go over the announcement because there wasn't quite enough information to really cover in an entire video. So instead I'm going to mix the announcement that's kind of being like ban list coming to Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duels with a ban list prediction. But before we jump into that, let's go over the announcement. So up on the screen here for you guys, we can see the changes that Konami is bringing to the Speed Duel game. And the very first thing here is a time limit change. Speed Duels used to be 30-minute rounds, now they are 40-minute rounds. I mean, that's awesome. Honestly, it makes stall less good, and just the game needed the extra time anyway. It's about time that they did this, to be honest. So nice to see. But if you played in any unofficial tournaments with the community on Discord, then we all played with 40-minute rounds anyway, just because it made more sense. That's what TCG got, like advanced format. So we thought, you know, we deserve it as well. Moving off to the bigger stuff here though, as you guys can see, card legality, forbidden and limited list. So what is Konami doing here? There is no general forbidden and limited list for Speed Duels, but at certain tier 2 events, there will be event specific F and L lists. So if you guys don't know, tier 1 is like your locals and tier 2 is like regionals, YCSs, stuff like that. So basically, as you enter a YCS, there could be a random Speed Duel ban list. And this ban list could be very minimal. It could have a lot of stuff. It could be the same as the one you're going to see next YCS, or it could be completely different. We don't know, because Konami's giving themselves a lot of leniency here. It seems like this is very much so a test phase for the game and for a potential ban list. Konami wants to see what to hit, how it affects the game, how it affects people playing the game. It's very, very interesting. The fact that it's at tier 2 events only isn't really that weird. If there's no general list right now, then I can't see them just, you know, affecting your local scene. I feel like they want to keep that more casually involved with Speed Duels. So they're only going to be enforced at tier 2 or higher. What we're all hoping that this means is that, like I was mentioning, this is just a testing phase that will eventually lead to a actual ban list. We can only hope. But with that in mind, what would an actual Speed Duel ban list look like? Well, that's what I am here to bring you guys. I'm going to bring you guys my ban list predictions. I cannot believe, as a Speed Duel YouTuber, I'm telling you guys I'm bringing you ban list predictions. This is kind of nuts, but let's jump into it here. So, chilling here with the ban list predictions. I'm just going to go over the cards that I think Konami might hit. They might surprise me and hit other cards, but just based on how Konami has handled ban lists beforehand, this is what I'm thinking. So starting off here with the semi-limits, we have one monster here in the semi-limits, and that is Breaker the Magical Warrior. Why do I think Breaker is going to be hit? Breaker is a very generic monster that sees a lot of play in a lot of decks, and prior to DD Warrior Lady, it was that staple monster. I don't think Konami's going to go after any new cards that just came out in the GX box, because they want that to stay relevant, plentiful, and they want people to buy that product. So what are they going to do? Go after old staple cards that are still staples, and Breaker is probably one of the best examples of that in a card that is still kind of unfair, as Breaker is a +1, or if it isn't a +1 and you're actually hitting something, then you're forcing your opponent to waste a book or waste a floodgate or waste an offerings to stop Breaker from hitting a more important back row. Breaker is very, very strong, and you'll see it played at 3 in any deck that has the space for the generic staple good stuff core in their deck. I feel like Konami wants to promote more so DD Warrior Lady or just other new monsters. And they want to also hit good cards. And Breaker's just like a free +1. He's either a 900 beater, which is really good in speed duels, or a 1600. He used to be on the FNL list back in advanced format. I think Breaker makes a lot of sense and is probably the only monster that does make sense to be on the semi-limit list. But the other card that I think Konami's going to put on the semi-limit list is Union Scramble. Okay, hear me out. You guys are probably thinking, you know, Unions haven't been seeing much play in this current format, right? Are they still good in this current format? 100%. I think they're still a tiered deck easily. But they haven't been seeing a lot of play. So why is Konami going to hit this? You got to think now. There's been 2 YCSs, I think, since, like, Speed Duel GX has been a format. I don't know what's happened in the most recent one. I know the first one only had 2 giant cards that offered up the potential for like Speed Duel like majors, and they were still just single elimination, just more than 8-man flights, but still just single elimination, nothing too crazy. But what did they have as a crazy huge event was the remote Speed Duel main event. It was Swiss plus Top Cut, had over 40 participants, I believe, and from the decks that topped that event, they killed IC. They've already nerfed Moth, even if it hasn't done enough, they still have nerfed it. But what deck did they not hit that topped? They never touched Unions. Union was left alone. They were left fine because they didn't want to errata their skill. So this is their opportunity to actually do something to it. Do I think they're going to hit Unions like they hit Parasite or like they hit Moth or IC? No, I don't, because Unions isn't the same unfair level. So I'll think they'll do something that's like almost negligible, and that would be like limiting Union Scramble. Does it help? Sure, it does help. It does make a difference, but does it make enough of a difference? Hard to say. Less consistently getting access to it is nice, and only having to deal with 2. But 2 is still a lot of recovery for this deck. But that's it for the semi-limits. That's all I think they're going to do for the semi-limits. Moving off into the limited section here, the first one I think they're going to do is Parasite Paranoid. Some of you might be thinking, leave Moth alone. And some of you might be thinking, just ban it. I think Konami's going to do this at most. One, historically, Konami likes to avoid banning anything right off the bat. Yeah, little bit of foreshadowing there. There is no ban section on this list. Limited as far as it goes. Konami likes to avoid banning things right away. Cocoon just got reprinted in the tournament pack. I don't think they want to just outright kill this deck. I think they want to nerf it a lot, because I'm pretty sure Konami realizes how busted it is. But I don't think they want to outright kill it. So Parasite going down to a 1-of is what makes the most sense to me. It makes the decks a lot less consistent. If you Cosmic Parasite once, they can't combo. If you dust it twice, they can't combo. Or if you book it twice, they can't combo. Along with the nerfs already on Cocoon, it's gonna hurt the Moth deck a lot. It doesn't make the Moth deck unplayable. No, not by any means. But it is a very, very nice hit. Will help a lot, and it's what I see Konami doing. I think semi-limiting the Parasite does literally nothing. But limiting it gets us somewhere here. So I hope to see this. Like I said, I don't think they're going to ban anything. So Parasite to 1. Sounds like a plan to me. The next card, I think they might limit, and this is like maybe a little bit of copium hitting my system here. Nightmare Wheel. Burn is an issue. Burn is an issue. But I don't know if they'd hit Nightmare Wheel. Nightmare Wheel is like what I feel is most likely for them to hit. They just reprinted Floodgate, so I can't see them doing that. They just came out with Walla D, so I can't see them hitting that. And, I mean, Zoma we'll talk about in a second. Nightmare Wheel is the most likely one I can see, barring Zoma. It is a very, very strong card, locks down your opponent, knocks out 1/8 of their life points every standby phase, and you have 3 of them. Very, very powerful, very, very nuts. If you book them, you lock them down, and there's almost no way a lot of people can just stop it. Nightmare Wheel is actually a crazy card, so I can definitely see them hitting it, whether it's to 1 or to 2, or they might just leave it alone. You never know. This is what I'm hoping for. Maybe I'm on too much copium right now, but Konami, limit Nightmare Wheel, please. And the final card on this list, and the main card on this list that I honestly wish, like, if they ban anything, it needs to be this card. Zoma the Spirit has to go. Zoma the Spirit is an 1800 body. It is a dark, so it works with Fusion Party. Not that that's even relevant, but just another thing to add to the list. But more importantly than anything, you crash it in and you just win games. You swing it into a lava golem and you just win games. Zoma just wins games for no reason. If your opponent opens double or triple Zoma, there's only so much you can do. At least if Zoma is at 1 and you deal with it, you know you are done with this card. You don't need to constantly fear it or play around it. You play around the 1 of, and when it's gone, it's gone. It's done, you're done. You get to move on with your life. This card is so unhealthy. It makes burn as nuts as it is. It makes bad decks randomly steal games from like meta contenders, and it makes meta contenders steal games that they just shouldn't win in general. This card is so stupid. It's so unfair, and it literally can take someone who is like getting absolutely beat down and just suddenly win the game for them. It is that unfair in a 4,000 life point format, and it needs to be banned. But I'll take a limit because I really don't think Konami's going to ban anything, at least on their very first list. Thank you guys for listening to my ban list predictions. But before I conclude today's video, I need to give you guys a little announcement here. That announcement is Terra Masters Ban List Tournament. Welcome to the ban list. This is Terra Masters ban list here. He has Parasite Paranoid banned. Makes sense. He has Breaker limited, Union Scramble limited, and Senju limited, and DD Warrior Lady semi-limited. Along with this, all effect damage inflicted and Swordswoman burn damage is halved. That's his nerf to burn. That's why you don't see Zoma or Wheel or the such on this list. He's going to be doing these tournaments every single Friday. They will be a $2 entry fee, so very, very affordable, and all the pot gets paid out to you guys. So if you're looking for some fun, if you're looking to freshen up the format, stray away from Burn, stray away from Moth, stray away from Breaker, this is definitely the format for you. And don't forget, Terramaster can update this ban list as much as he wants. If Konami starts with their ban list, he might implement some of those for some of the weeks. Very, very cool thing. It's linked down in the description. Speed Duel League Discord server. Go check it out. Give him some love. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button down below. Also subscribe. We are killing it on the subscriber count. We have hit over 1,000 subs, and you guys have no idea how much the support means to me. So if you enjoy the content, you should definitely subscribe. But I'll catch you guys later this week for another video, and this one I'm very, very excited to bring to you. That's a wrap, guys. Peace.